Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IAS. As part of our daily series, today also we will discuss a particular topic keeping UPSC mains in focus. So the thing that we have picked up is we are going to discuss Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. So a topic in your paper 3 coming to with respect to security angle. So we have Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, you will be studying there. So we will discuss what are the main features of this act, why was it enacted, the reason for enacting a law, and what are all the certain recent happenings, in the sense recent any amendment to the act and all those stuff. Okay, so see, basically Unlawful Activities Prevention Act is an Indian law and it is aimed at preventing unlawful activities in India. So we will what are question comes, preventing unlawful activities. So what are considered as unlawful activities? See, those kind of activities which are threatening integrity and sovereignty of India. See, unity, integrity of India is important, sovereignty. So, acts like as Naxalism, extremism, militancy, terrorism, these are the things which are going to threaten integrity and sovereignty of India. So, to counter, to handle such issues which are threatening integrity and sovereignty, unlawful activities has been act has been brought out by the government. Okay, so unlawful activities are those examples, remember that: extremism, naxalism, terrorism, and all this stuff. So basically, what is the origin of this act? See, in 19 mid 1960s, government was considering, bringing in a stringent law for, various to deal with various issues or protests which are calling for secession, meaning, breaking away from India. So secession means you want to go away from India, that is threatening the unity and integrity of nation, right? Sovereignty of nation. So to deal with such kind of issues effectively, government was thinking about bringing a law. And also you see, in 1967 there was a peasant uprising in Naxalbari, which promoted later on Naxalism and all those events. So in 1966 there was already an ordinance brought out by President, Unlawful Activities Prevention Ordinance. So why was it brought down? To provide for more effective prevention of unlawful activities of individuals and associations. So, to deal with such issues, cessation issues, and all, this ordinance was brought on initially. Then, finally, a law was enacted in 1967 as Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. So, subsequently, the law got amended in 2004 also and in 2008 also. And recently in 2019, a government introduced a new bill amending certain provisions of this unlawful activities prevention. Okay, so what thing a main thing is, earlier in unlawful activities 1967, only associations were declared as unlawful. Now even individual, in this 2019 amendment, even individuals are declared as terrorist under the act. So certain salient features of the act we will see. The act gives special procedures to handle terrorist activities. Okay, so it is aimed at effective prevention of unlawful activities associations in India. So what is unlawful activity? Basically, activity, any action taken by individual or association intended to disrupt territorial integrity and sovereignty of India. So remember the meaning of unlawful activity according to the act. So according to the act, Indian government may proclaim or designate an organization as terrorist organization if it commits or participates in the acts of terrorism, prepares for terrorism, or promotes terrorism, or otherwise involved in any terrorism activity. The organization will be declared as terrorist organization, unlawful association. Okay, so as of now, in recent amendments 2019, the amendment also empowers government to designate individual as terrorist. Earlier only organization was declared, now individual is also declared as a terrorist. The main reason was, see, organization was declared and people were leaving that organization, again creating new organization. So instead of naming just organization, you declared even people also as terrorists, so that will hamper their activities, terror activities. Then UAP, this act has death penalty and life imprisonment as the highest punishment, and the act assigns absolute power to the central government, by which center can declare any activity as unlawful by the official gazette. Then under UAPA, both Indian and foreign nationals can be charged. Not just applies to Indians, both even foreigners can also be charged under this act. Then approval for property seizure by National Investigation Agency. Particularly, this was a new amendment that was brought in the law by 2019. Initially, as per the Act, an investigating officer is required to obtain prior approval of Director General of Police to seize properties, okay, that may be connected with terrorism. And the new amendment added that if the investigation is conducted by officer of NIA, prior approval of Director General of NIA would also be required to seize the property. Then investigation by the NIA. So basically, initially under the provisions of the Act, investigation of cases can be conducted by officers of the rank of Deputy Superintendent or Assistant Commissioner of Police or above. So recent amendment again empowers even officers of NIA also of the rank of inspector and above to investigate cases. Earlier with the police, now even NIA has been empowered to investigate the cases related to unlawful activities. Remember this with respect to individual designation and empowering NIA to deal with unlawful activities. These are the new changes which have been brought in. Then insertion of Schedule 2 treaties. See, basically the Act defined terrorist activities acts to include all those acts committed within the scope of any of the treaties listed in the schedule of the Act. So there are 9 treaties comprising of Convention for Suppression of Terrorist Bombings, Convention against taking of as hostages, and the new amendment adds to another treaty to this International Convention for Suppression of Acts of Nuclear Terrorism. So remember these facts also. Basically, those kind of activities which are covered under these treaties will be considered as a terrorist activity, unlawful activity, although will be punished under UAP Act of 1967. Remember this. So what we have seen is what is unlawful activity, something which threatens unity, sovereignty, integrity of nation. Basically started in 1960s because of secessionist tendencies. So 1967 the act was done. It was consequently amended in 2009 also. Government has introduced new changes, particularly designating individual as a terrorist. Again empowering NIA to conduct investigation with respect to unlawful activities in India. So these are the major changes you remember. And what is the necessity is to deal with, to protect sovereignty, territorial integrity of India. This is the main objective. So that's it for today. You can also download the PDF of this document in the link that is shared below, and do download Topper IAS Institute app so that you get access to n number of these videos which will be helpful in your UPSC preparation. Thank you.